This is how to make a wire starball. Start with a long piece of wire. Create a short and a long end. Bend the wire at 5 points with about 1 centimeter lengths in between. You'll use these bends to form your first pentagon. Once you have the shape, lock it in place by folding over the shorter end of the wire. Using one side as a guide, make multiple 1 centimeter bends using the long end of the wire to form a triangle. Lock the triangle in place by folding over the long wire. Now repeat the process by making triangles on all sides of your first pentagon. The pattern is very repetitive, so patience is key. You'll be making triangles and then pentagons, and then make more triangles, and so on. You can double your loops to better secure the shapes. Now that you're at the last triangle, intersect your leading wire with the short end. Both long and short ends are always free to make the next series of shapes. With your first star complete, bend the triangle slightly inward, forming a bowl shape. Using one side as a guide, make 3 sides to form the second pentagon. Lock it in place. You'll now be making pentagons using the adjacent triangles. Repeat making pentagons in this counterclockwise direction until you reach the shorter end. Now that you're at the last pentagon, make 2 sides that will intersect with the shorter end. Continue by curving the pentagons inward. The structure will continue to curve inward until you close the sphere. Now, intersect the closest pentagon with one side to form a triangle. Now, repeat making triangles. Adjust your wire for any kinks or bends to make it look neater. As you close the triangles, your structure naturally bends, eventually closing into a hemisphere. You don't need to precisely measure each side. If it looks like an equilateral triangle, it is fine. Keep going. You're almost halfway done. By this midpoint, it looks like a bowl with fangs sticking out. Since I ran out of wire, I connected another piece. I folded over the new piece and secured it in place. This time, we alternate to pentagons as I move in counterclockwise direction. It's tricky because I have more free wires colliding with each other. If I had cut a longer piece at the start, this would be less of a problem. It gets finicky at this point, so straighten your long end wire so you can better weave through the shapes. By this point, you can see I am intersecting the short end to close the second to the last pentagon. Then here I point out the 5 last vertices to be connected. I'll slow down the video a bit as I close the last pentagon. Here, I am meeting the excess bits of the first wire. I create a foothold then spiral around the tiny bit to simulate a single continuous wire moving forward. It looks neater that way. Using the modified line, I close the triangle. Lastly, I close the final pentagon. And now I adjust the shapes to form the ball. All I have to do now is to trim the excess. With the excess trimmed, I fold over the remaining bits. I eventually switch to tweezers to better control and secure the folding of the wire. And with some final adjustments, we're done. I fix some lines and adjust some angles. And after a quick once-over, it's all good. Here's why I call it a starball. You can appreciate how the faces of the shapes appear like stars overlapping a sphere. You can make more using other colors or in different sizes or materials. You can use beads with string if you want. Or scale it up and use thicker gauge wire. This tiny ball is easy and cheap to make. Play around with it. Use it as a tabletop soccer ball, or throw it at the wall. Anyway, it can easily be repaired when deformed, or hang it as a Christmas ornament. Make one if you're bored. Just have fun with it. Thanks for watching.